Hello all, welcome to the Universal Group of Institution, Bangalore. We all want peace, isn't it? But are we really getting peace? That's the question. Topic of today's discussion is the Israel-Hezbollah conflict. Well, we are going to explore the origin of this conflict, this current status and why it matters for India. So what is the root cause of the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah? The Israel-Hezbollah conflict has a long history. It's not any short-term affair. It's going on since 1982, when Iran's Revolutionary Guard helped establish Hezbollah in Lebanon, following Israel's invasion of the country. Since then, Hezbollah has grown into powerful Iran-backed political and military organization, one that's deeply involved in Lebanon's governance. So you can see that Iran is backing the formation of Hezbollah, not only politically, but also military help is given by Iran. But also maintain an anti-Israel stance. So Iran is also trying to maintain an anti-Israel stance. And that's why Iran has created and given power to Hezbollah in Lebanon. Tensions had spiked once again after a series of escalations in 2024. Every day in news, we are seeing that. There are a lot of deaths happening. There is a lot of bomb attacks happening. So we are going to discuss about that itself. Can you guess what triggered the latest surge in violence? What happened? Why there's so much violence happening these days? The current flare-up is connected to Israel's ongoing airstrike on Hezbollah positions in Lebanon and Syria. So Hezbollah's position in Lebanon and Syria are being attacked by Israel. Israel claims these are necessary to destroy Hezbollah's infrastructure, which has expanded since last major war in 2006. So there was a last major war in 2006, and after that, Israel has said that Hezbollah infrastructure has grown many-fold. Hezbollah, on the other hand, has been attacking Israel in retaliation. Obviously, if Hezbollah is going to get attacked, Hezbollah will retaliate in back, stating its actions are in support of Hamas, the Palestinian military group engaged in its own conflict with Israel. So they are saying we are doing such kind of retaliation in support of Hamas and Palestinian military groups. Now the current situation. Every day we are hearing the news. Every day we see a lot of people dying. So what's the situation currently? Over the past week, more than 600 people have been died in Lebanon due to Israeli airstrikes. Israel has neither confirmed nor denied these operations, but Hezbollah has blamed Israel for recent explosions, including one that wiped out its Radwan forces chain of command, killing 55 people, including top military leaders. Yes, the top military leaders were made target, and this Radwan forces were completely wiped out. Last week, 39 people were killed and thousands were wounded when pagers and walkie-talkies used by Hezbollah members to communicate exploded in two waves across Lebanon. This news was also very catchy, and people have heard about this all around the world. They knew that how suddenly the walkie-talkies and the pagers exploded. So behind this also, Lebanon says Israel is there. And this explosion killed 39 people and thousands were injured people. Israel is widely believed to be responsible for these attacks. Here's a thought. Do you think this conflict is isolated, or does it affect the wider region? What is your thought? Is it an isolated war going on, or it's affecting the wider people? The fighting has certainly expanded beyond just Israel and Hezbollah. Alongside the Gaza war, which has already killed over 41,000 Palestinians, Hezbollah cross-border attacks have displaced 70,000 people in Israel North and 90,000 people in Lebanon. So this is the scenario. Almost 70,000 people, 90,000 people in Israel and Lebanon are displaced because of this kind of airstrikes and war. This has led to growing humanitarian concerns. So it's not an isolated war. It's affecting huge lot of people, and now we are going to discuss how it's affecting India. Now let's bring the conversation closer to home. Yes, why should India be concerned about this conflict? Do you think the violence in West Asia poses risk to India? What is your instance? Do you think that whatever is happening in West Asia is affecting India? It absolutely does. Let me break it down for you. Threat to Indian community. With nearly 18,000 Indians in Israel and thousands more in Lebanon and Iran, the conflict could directly impact the safety of the Indian diaspora. So 18,000 Indian peoples are staying there in Lebanon, in Iran, in Israel. So how India will not be affected? Indians are actually there. So the Indian diaspora will be affected. So India will be affected. Energy security. It's a huge concern for India. India depends on West Asia for 80% of its oil supplies. So 80% of oil what India gets, we get it from West Asia. Any escalations could disrupt supply routes, sending oil prices soaring, which would hurt India's economy. Now we will see the strategic investments of India. India has invested heavily in West Asia, both economically and geopolitically. So not only financial terms, but geopolitical relations also India has tried to develop huge good relations with West Asia. Projects like Chabahar port in Iran and the Middle East India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor. Chabahar port in Iran and the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor could face setback due to sanctions or instability in this region. Do you know India's defense ties with Israel are also at stake? Defense ties with Israel. That's right, India and Israel shares a deep defense and security relationship, which could be impacted if this conflict worsens. In conclusion, the Israel-Hezbollah conflict is not just a local or regional issue. It has the potential to impact global energy markets, displace thousands of people, and pose risks to countries like India. While the international community calls for de-escalations, this remains a highly volatile situation. Thank you for joining for this brief yet crucial look into the ongoing conflict. Stay tuned for more updates on global issues and how they affect us. That's all for now.